about to go live with Miss Laura Faye. I'm going to give some time for everybody to come in, including her. And we're going to talk about homeschooling. So yes. Hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, hey, everybody. How's it going? We are waiting on Miss Laura to get in here so I could let her in and we could go live. So today we'll be dropping gems, talking about the hardships of her transitioning from traditional school to homeschooling her children due to the pandemic. And I know there's a lot of people who can relate to this. So come on in. I feel like telling y'all to take a seat, but you might already be seated, okay? And let me just tell y'all a little bit about dropping gems while we wait. Hey! While we wait. So I work with children, parents, and teachers, and small business owners in all aspects of early childhood education. And we're focusing on parent education, teacher training, small business development, and raising the standards and values within our communities that is inhibiting us from pouring into our children the correct way, right? Essentially rebuilding our villages one family at a time. That is what Dropping Gems is about. And so, what's up, y'all? Hi, Miss Colette. Hi, everybody. So that's what Dropping Gems is about, and we are gonna have a really good conversation today about homeschooling. So we are just waiting on Miss Laura Faye to come in, and she should be on her way, y'all. I just talked to her. She said, I want to come in with some music. Y'all so sweet. I hope you wish I would have been your teacher, because I'm a good teacher. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you are transitioning your child from traditional school to homeschooling, this is definitely for you. Hey, Colette, thank you. Miss Cannon with Colette, you guys. She does canning, and I can't wait. I'm trying to get her on so she could teach us something, because I don't know anything about canning, y'all. Do you know anything about canning food? It's a skill set that could save your life. I need to learn that. Oh, here go Laura. Here we go, y'all. It's time. All right, come on in, ma'am. Come on in, y'all. She got the voice of an angel, y'all. She's so sweet. Come on. Are you in? I invited you. Yep. Come on. Just hit that button. Come on in. Hello. Laura, you okay? You in here? Yes, we must learn. Yes. Hey, girl. Hey, wavy. I like it. Where your music at?
Oh, you know what? I wasn't even able to set that up. I like to come in upbeat, but you know what? The energy is here. It's a beautiful day. How's it going?
It's good. So what I'm gonna do? I already gave everybody a brief introduction about what Dropping Gems is and what we do. So what I want you to do is introduce yourself, tell everybody a little bit about what it is that you do, and then we're gonna start this conversation about what technique that you use to transition from from traditional schooling to homeschooling, and some of those hardships. Let's get into this conversation. I think there's a lot of parents who could appreciate this because they went through probably the similar things or are having the same issues. So go ahead, introduce yourself.
Yeah. So Forgive me, guys. I realized I didn't know how animated I am with my facial expression. So please, I'm always the person in the room like, Lord, please deliver my face. So please
I'm like
turn me
that
up.
too, girl. I'm like that too. Don't worry.
I'm very animated. So good morning, everyone. I am Laura Faye. I am also a wife, mother of four beautiful children. I have two boys, two girls. I am also a RN. I am also the co-owner of Scrub Gang Medical Uniform Apparel. So again, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Mika, for bringing me on. I really enjoy everything that you're doing, and I really appreciate it.
Aw.
So we can get this information out to the people. So let's go ahead and drop some gems. So
Yes, yes, ma'am, y'all. Hey, I was trying to promote more, y'all, because we had just came together on like Wednesday, and I was like, "You want to wait until next week?" And she was like, "No, we're gonna do it now." And I was like, "Okay, okay, yay!" So
yeah.
yes, go ahead. So let's start with you taking your children out. Well, let's talk about the whole process of the from the traditional school and to homeschooling, and what has that process been like?
Well, so back in, let's see, actually, the pandemic came out, or broke out in like 2020, and we were actually homeschooling our children a whole school year prior to the pandemic. So when all of this occurred, it was shocking, but we felt like, I mean, we just felt like, okay, there's a reason for everything. And, so it was almost like, how can I say, we were glad that we started the process because it was actually something that they would have been getting into anyway after the pandemic set in. So one of the reasons I decided to homeschool my children, um, we were just having some less than, I always want to keep it positive. So what I will say is that we were having some less than inspiring experience that were just a little too consistent to be healthy. So my husband and I discussed it thoroughly, and we actually found a public school program that was suitable for our four children. So we began the process. We began researching. The school, of course, was more than helpful. They gave us so many resources to assist us as new parents beginning to homeschool. So we were, as per the school, we all know that we are our children's first teachers.
Yes.
But exactly, but as per the school system, they designated us as learning coaches. So we began the process. But what another factor that led us into homeschooling was that I actually had a opportunity to go travel nursing in the Bay Area. And
Okay.
yeah, so we went there. My husband and I were very keen on staying together. We were in the military. We actually met in the military, and we were, we before we had children, we understood the effects of being separated. Even though we were serving and doing our duty, there were still things that the effects of being separated as a family, and after having children, understanding those dynamics. Not saying not to shame anybody whose dynamic is different, but we just understood that that was just not something that we were willing to sacrifice. So we picked up and we took the whole family to the Bay. Now at the time, because of travel nursing, often your contracts are, maybe 12 to 16 weeks. So it's really not something secure where you go and get an apartment. It's more of a, an Airbnb situation, or some people get roommates and things like that.
Yeah.
So after about 3 months of my contract, they wanted to renew it. And if any of you are familiar with the Bay Area, the prices as far as rent are exponentially high. And it was just really something where it turned into something that was doable, into something that was actually financially exhausting to us. So after, and so I say all that to say it was a situation that was really, really good, but soon went bad, and then the pandemic hit.
Mm.
Um, so in that process, I had received a promotion, and
Mm-hmm.
that was like the pinnacle of my career. But not only that, we were now homeless,
Mm.
and that was a major challenge for us. We were actually homeless from February of 2020 to February 2021.
Mm.
And so in the midst of all of that, we opened a business, Scrub Game Medical Uniform Apparel. So as much as that was, all of that was very, very challenging, we pushed through and we developed a plan because, we were doing everything we wanted to do. Ooh,
Yes.
sorry. We were homeschooling our children and life was happening. And
Right.
so we just kept pressing forward. Shout out to the ABS tribe, who was very influential in the process of manifesting, hardship into a positive, progressive situation. So,
Yes.
so much love and respect for the ABS tribe. I love you all so much.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
yes,
It's some tribe members in here. Tribe. What's up,
yes,
y'all?
peace,
Yes.
family.
Yes.
Um, So, in effort of pushing forward and moving forward, we were like clockwork. But one of the things that I found that was helpful for my children was because not only were they homeschooling, but it was also the dynamics of the pandemic. Our children hear things, they see things with and without us. And so, one thing that was very important to me was the mindset of my children and all
Mm-hmm.
of this. We've been displaced. Mommy and daddy are, working nights. So one day dad's home
Mm-hmm.
and mommy's here, and one day mommy's home and daddy's not here. It was just, we did what we had to do, but we always kept our family and our children at the forefront of what our intentions were daily.
Mm-hmm.
And so, to help the children, because I started noticing a mood setting in where it was like, it's learning time, and because of their schedules, that we have four different schedules, it became a
Yes.
situation like who's in class, and well, I thought you were in class, or no, I'm out of class. I got out early, and it was a whirlwind,
Yes.
and so we kind of got lost for a moment, for a short period of time, because I believe in nipping things in the bud the best way I can.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
And because we are designated as their parents, we have a responsibility to guide them. So even though it's something that can seem so small, it can really, really make a difference in your day. So what we started doing was wearing our scrubs during school time. um and so
So
I
you
thought it.
wore, so you wore scrubs to let them know that it's time for school. Like
It
how when your mama used to be like, when you go outside, you got your outside clothes. When you go to church, you got your church clothes. When you go to bed, you got your bed clothes. You had scrubs on, and it was like, oh, it's school time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. It was a now, as working as a nurse, I had to explain to them because they would say, "Oh, mommy," or I always inform my children like what my schedule is. Where I give them clear instructions on what's happening daily, and so they were just like, "Oh, mommy, are you going to work?" And it was like, "No, this is what I wear during school time." So it really wasn't a long conversation. It was more about the actions behind it. Because even for myself, working with children, it can be challenging sometimes, to keep their attention.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good thing for me, but not only that, wearing bright colors, um, you know, setting the mood for the day.
Yes.
And I don't,
Yes.
right, and I don't want to shame anybody. This is not to make anybody that's doing anything different. This is just me sharing some things, creative ways to brighten our day. Because
No,
yes,
everything that you saying is on point because that's what teachers do. This is like what I teach my parents or other teachers to do. You have to set that mood. So Hey, no shaming. We all trying to work and get better together. So you sharing
Yes.
your story is helpful.
Yes, my children, just knowing my children, they have huge imaginations like most children. And one of my children actually, she's very into art, very into colors. So just understanding their bright personalities, I noticed that it brightened their day to wear colorful clothes.
Hmm.
And it also set a standard for them, because for a minute they tried to kind of like, get a little mixed up with their morning situation. It's like, no, we're doing the same thing we've been doing from day one. And so just kind of reiterating that even though we are out of those school buildings, we are still learning at home. And it's important to, one, be bright, have a good mood. As an adult, I understand the psychology and, child development. So I understand that, those creative things that we do in our day, it has an effect on their mind and their thinking process. So I wanted to support that, but it also set a standard for them that we are up, we are doing what we're supposed to be doing each and every day, and we have purpose. For a minute, even for some parents, we can be comfortable. We're working, we're handling the household. We may be caring for other family members. We have a lot of things going on. So it also helps us to have a clear insight on what's happening. So by even me on my day off, getting up just like I would to go to my job, because I'll tell you right now, when I show up, my hair is going to be done. I'm gonna have a nice pair of scrubs on. I'm not doing a fashion show, y'all, but I'm just like I would for that job. I'm gonna
Yeah.
show up prim and proper, and so I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the same thing for my family, because we are not only a family, but we're a business as well, and so we conduct ourselves as such.
You go, girl. I love it. Everything I'm hearing. Y'all hear that? My parents who watch this faithfully. I love it. I love it. Oh, I got two questions, and I see we have a question in the chat. So let me ask you the first question. So you are a registered nurse. So when your children see you in scrubs, they naturally think that you're going to work. How did you differentiate what scrubs was work scrubs and what scrubs were school scrubs?
Yes, so my normal color for work was navy blue. And
Hmm.
so what I did was I used my resources and started just purchasing my own scrubs. And I started purchasing colors like light blues, royal blue. We have a beautiful pink punch, teal colors. Um, Let me see. We have a wide variety of colors. I have a pair of white scrubs. And you know what the thing is, because they're so easy to clean. I rotate maybe 3 or 4 pair of scrubs, just like
Hmm.
I would my work uniforms. I don't keep 20, but I may keep like, normally I would work like 3 or 4 days a week, so I would just keep enough to rotate. So it's really cost effective, and then
Hmm.
not only the only thing, the uniforms or the scrubs are polyester. So a lot of times we're cooking, we're cleaning, we're having accidents, we're dropping paint, all of those
Yep.
things. When it happens, I just wash these, and no more. I was messing up some clothes for a while, because
Yeah.
we're busy, we're doing stuff. We're not just, sitting, we're doing art projects.
Hey, I say all the time to my parents, if your child don't come back from school dirty, they didn't learn nothing. That's my motto. That's my motto. Let me ask you a question from Candywood Colette. She said, I've been trying to come up with a uniform for myself from my homeschooling. Do you sell the scrubs with homeschool things? I was actually thinking about wearing colorful scrubs. Hold on, wait, hold on. Hey everybody, y'all coming up in this joint. Hey, what's up, y'all? We're having a conversation where we're talking about homeschooling. She said my children used to wear a uniform for homeschool, but I haven't gotten away from that. So, so yeah, see, yeah. So tell about your scrubs. Do you have scrubs for homeschool? I think what you're saying is you could use those for homeschooling. I told her that teachers wear scrubs too in these early childhood education. We talked about that as well.
Yes, yes, yes. Like for like today, I'm just kind of wearing a gray pair of scrubs because it's a down day for me, but I'm still very busy. But we have a wide variety of colorful, comfortable, stretchy scrubs. We do have a small selection of print scrubs. If you would take a look at our website at www.scrubgame.com, and we do have a selection of animal print scrubs that are really, really popular.
Wow. Yes, y'all. So I want to touch on early child cares using scrubs as uniform too. Like we in some centers, I mean, some centers have like off the wall stuff. I've even worked at a center where they wanted me to dress business casual, which made no sense for me in the child care center, right? But there are a lot of centers where the teachers wear scrubs, especially if they work with infants. Yeah, that didn't make no sense to me.
With my own.
Yeah. Um, for infants, because with infants they throw up a lot, and you're caring for it. Like you said, you get messy when you
Yeah,
work at a child care. And I was telling her like how at child cares we love those bright and vibrant colors, and you spoke on everything about that in how it in regards to child development and what
mhm,
those bright and vibrant colors mean and how
right.
to start the day and stuff. So I would want to encourage anybody, like if you are having this same type of struggle with your child in regards to when is school time and when is not, because they are at home, right? And usually when children are at home, it's a different mindset than, oh, I have to get up, I have to get on a school bus, I have to go to school, and then I'm going into this big building in which I have this type of routine. So finding a way and what you did and how you found a way to make that
Mhm.
possible, I think that was a really good idea. So now they know, oh,
Yeah.
this is time for school. And then you even said, I want you to look your best. And I want to speak on that,
Yeah.
right? I'm
Yes.
gonna speak on that because it's y'all know since COVID and popped off, right? You've been hearing all type of stories about these children, and even the parents coming out in the background. They ain't got no clothes on, and forgot the child is on the school Zoom taking classes, and it's just been a whole hot mess.
Uh,
And I think this could solve a plethora of problems. We don't have to just use scrubs in a childcare setting or in a medical setting. We could also use them at home for our own settings as well to make it have a
yeah.
meaning. I said meeting, a meaning behind why we are putting on this uniform, because
Yeah.
essentially it's a uniform.
Definitely. It's colorful, it sets a standard, and then again, they're easy to clean. So, like for me, when I first started, I was wearing all my you have your, just like you said, your outside clothes and your indoor clothes. And I was just running a course on my whole wardrobe. And I say that respectfully and humbly, but I was actually getting tomato sauce, and now the t-shirt's ruined. So I couldn't get it out. I'm spraying everything. So for me, once I put those two and two together, I say, you know what? I can just tap into these resources, purchase my own scrubs, and make this process so much simpler because on a school day, there's a lot to focus on, and I don't want to always have to worry about what I'm putting on every day.
Yes,
So it's a
that
win-win.
is a selling point for uniforms, y'all.
Yes, it's
You ain't
definitely.
got to think about changing your clothes or what you gonna wear to work. You got this nice little uniform
Yeah,
and cut out, you
right.
know?
Right, and then looking good for our children is very important as well.
Yes.
They're home with us more than ever, and there was a portion of the day that was always a question mark in there for most of them when they're in school, and now maybe we're spending more time and things like that, and it's just really being a mother of four. I'm fix stuff now, but it takes a lot of work for me to, pull myself together because I always put my children first, and I do know how to manage my time, and I understand self care, but it still requires work that requires energy. So for me, it was like, um, how can I meet my goals day to day? Assisting my children, still doing my self care. Where as men and women, it's so important for our children to, see us in a positive light. And the whole dynamic of school is changing. Learning
Yes.
is happening at home.
Hmm.
And so, it's like everything's happening at home. The business is happening at home.
Hmm.
The learning is happening at home. Cooking is happening at home. Everything's happening at home. So I just thought it was a good way to, manage the situation with at least a little less stress as possible.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it. So you took this idea from working in your nursing field and you brought it home, and then it's also a business. Are your children involved in your business for Scrub Game as well?
Mm, well, I do talk to them quite a bit about, just ideas for their future. I'm really working with them to understand their purpose, tapping into the things that they do best and the things that make them happy. So that's kind of the approach that I've taken to, as far as business, just helping them to recognize their natural gifts and help them to develop in hopes of one day, them being able to achieve their dreams, whatever it may be, whether they decide to go into self-employment or entrepreneurship, or if
Mhm.
they decide to go into, a profession. I just want to support them along the way. So I think them seeing me do it is enough. And then I believe as I see they're developed and mature enough to receive it, then so I slowly inch information into them.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. So, what advice, right? Because I just did a live the other day. It was a good live, y'all. Had a lot of people on there. We were just talking about homeschooling, right? So, one of the things that one of the parents were saying, they were talking about the difference in regards to traditional school and homeschooling. And what I wanted my parents who follow me to understand is you are always your child's first teacher, in which you said already. Thank you very much. You're always your child's first teacher, right? We are here, teachers who work in facilities or in schools or anything of that nature. We are here to help you, right? And we could blame the school system, we could do all of this stuff, right? But you have to be willing to put in that work to teach your child. And so if it's a person who wants to pull their child out of the school and put them in homeschooling, what type of advice or what type of advice would you give them? Because I really want them to understand, when you do this, you are becoming a full-time, I mean, you're already a full-time teacher, but now you're a full-time teacher, like how you would be inside of a school. And it's still your responsibility to make sure that your child is getting the education that
Mhm.
they need. And sometimes parents don't have the patience for that. So what type of advice would you give those parents who want to do it but might be doubting themselves? Because I'm all for any form of good education, but most importantly, parents understanding you are your child's first teacher.
Absolutely. So I think keeping the children involved in the decision making is very important. Um,
Hmm.
I talk with my children about, my ideas about them starting homeschool, and they really weren't against it. They were more or less concerned about keeping up with their friends, which is very important, and also just what that means. What does their day look like? So I think I always believe in setting my intentions. And so my intention was to always maintain the safety of my children. And I think I had mentioned before, what led me to that was that we were just having some less than inspiring experiences. And so I don't want to focus on that. But what I do want to focus is on the planning and the decision making. So
Mm.
in my intentions, I set for my family and I, because it's important when you set intentions to always include the people that are connected to you, because it very much affects their lives. And that's, just what I believe.
I'm just so excited. I want to scream, but I don't want to interrupt you talking because I love the fact that the first thing that you said was include your children. You asked them. And do you know how many parents do not ask or do not take their children in consideration or don't give them choices? You know what I'm saying? You're taking away a critical thinking skill, a conversation, a moment of bonding and honesty and vulnerability when you don't do that. So it just made me so excited. I was so happy to hear you say that.
Yes,
Yes, that's awesome.
yes, and my husband, and he also said, we also did research very much, and then we also
Yes.
sat with ourselves and really, we had to really develop the mindset. It was there, but to be honest, Mika, we were half one foot out and one foot in, and we didn't know it. And
Mm-hmm.
so as we started progressing, shortly after, we started recognizing some of the challenges and things that, oh, we didn't think about this, and oh, maybe we didn't think about that. So um, really utilize, once you decide what the curriculum is, really use those resources, and it can be a little overwhelming, but just take it one step at a time. They have so many parent groups. The teachers have been really so good about sending those emails and things like that. And for parents, between your day and if your children are homeschooling and maybe you're using a curriculum that involves a educator that's maybe using like, doing lives for the classes and things like that, it can be a little overwhelming, but I encourage you to kind of just push forward. And if you feel overwhelmed, don't how can I say, I don't want to say don't, that's kind of negative. Just be mindful of, just do the best that you can. Just like we tell our children, do the best that you can, do the best that you can. Lean on those teachers. They want to meet people. Mika, you're always so engaging, so loving, like educators like you that are always reaching out. Put that hand out and let them know I need you.
Yes, yes.
I'm really thankful for that, and I'm really thankful for educators like you who are going above and beyond, and just really setting a standard for our community, to really be mindful and educated on how we're, you know, teaching our children at home. So that was just a few things. And Mika, do you have any tips as well?
First and foremost, thank you. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I love the intention, and I wanted to go back to when you said that your children were concerned about the friend, the social and emotional aspect of that. And I love the fact that that was something that they brought up to their parents. It's not you bringing it up to them, they brought it up to you. That, oh, I love it. I love all this learning going on, all this communication. I just love it. And that is a concern. That's a concern for most parents as well. How will I keep this social aspect to homeschooling? Well, there is ways around that. You could do summer programs. I know in Chicago, the library, which is free, have summer programs all summer long. You got summer camps. What are your children interested in? You say you had a child who loved art.
Yes.
Oh, I love art, and I'm sure there's a lot of programs designed for that throughout the summer. So again, like your husband said, doing research, you have to research those things because you could put them into those activities which would still allow those social and emotional aspects for your child. And so I want people to know, like, life is a never ending cycle of learning, and school just does not happen at school. School happens, it first starts within the home.
Yeah.
At all times, no matter what, no matter who the teacher is, you are your child's first teacher. And I keep saying that, to you will see that on every video I post up, because I want people to understand and know that. So with that social and emotional aspects, if you're worried about, oh, my child is going to be cooped up in the house all the time, there is ways around it. You just got to do the research and speak to your children. I really, really love the fact that you spoke with them. You
Yes.
took their feelings in consideration. I don't think people really understand how important it is. Our children are having a lot of mental issues. They're shutting down. They're closing themselves off. And it's very important for us to talk to them candidly, no
Yeah.
consequences or repercussions. So that's why I'm so excited. You see how excited I am. It makes me so excited that you said that. And yeah, I think what you are doing a really good. When you were talking, I'm like, she is a teacher, baby. I need to put you in the classroom. You need to come help me come teach, because you was on it with the language that you're using, just everything. So I believe you guys are doing a wonderful job and just creating this code dynamic for scrubs, for the market. I think somebody else put in there that the dentist, it's not just for the medical. Us in the education field, we use it
Yes.
too.
It's so true.
Yes.
So true.
Yes.
And I
So
wanted to, if I may add, I just, with the children, and just understanding how important the social and emotional aspect is, relationships, sometimes, we can get caught up in what's important, but really, truly, what's important, the most important are our relationships. So
yes,
friendships that our children have, and I'm not gonna pretend. I actually That was actually something that I learned, because I wasn't, even though I listened, I didn't put the action behind it. When my kids were in school, they saw their friends every single day. So it was kind of like I didn't really have to do that much to get them out there. So once we switched over, even though we talked about it, we switched over to homeschooling, and we had talked about, their concerns for friendships. I actually didn't really put the action behind it to make sure that that happens. And it's not something I failed at. It's, we can always, recover from those things. But that was actually something I had to learn. I had to actually see, the effect on my children, where it's like, okay, well, what's wrong? I'm kind of sad. I missed my friend, and it's like, oh, there it is. And that's major.
yes,
It can be major. And
yes,
so we don't, the things that, we may have made not as significant, not because we don't care, but, it didn't really take much for us. But now just understanding this is a different situation. And I have people that I love, friends and family, that if I was distanced from them, or I didn't have contact with them, it would totally break my heart. It's the same thing for children.
mm-hmm, yes.
So yeah, so I just wanted to add that piece, because I really like that you discussed that, and I just wanted to acknowledge that I experienced it myself, and so it's a learning point for all of us.
I'm telling you, I can put you in the classroom right now, girl. You got it, because that's the first thing that I had to learn when I was going to school for early child development. You cannot teach a child if you don't have a relationship with them. And so sometimes it's hard for parents to have that teacher student dynamic, because they're in parent mode, right? They're thinking protection and providing and
Mhm.
things of that nature, right? but we have to be able to relate to our children. The reason why children act differently towards a teacher that they love so much is because of that relationship. And the
Mm.
reason why that relationship is so strong is because I have to sit there, I have to observe, I have to listen, I have to be open minded about what's going on, and not be so judgmental when I'm trying to help that child, because if you do that, you could push them away. And if my ultimate goal is to show you that I want the best for you and that we're on the same team, then I have to balance that love in nurturing and discipline, because it's discipline with that as well, right? And how we go about discipline, it really matters,
Mhm.
like you can't just be whooping and cussing your kids out, putting all this negativity in them, because
Yeah.
that's what they're going to produce. And
Right.
so I think once we understand that a little bit better, we could build stronger bonds and relationships with our children, in which we could properly guide them and teach them and push them into the right direction, right? Because, hey, guess what? They got to take care of us when we get older. We're not going to always look this good and young, you know? We're going to need some help. So
Yeah.
I feel like everything that you're saying is just on point. And I want to take questions from the people in the crowd. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, y'all, I can't read everything y'all got going on. I'm trying to be really attentive to to Laura here. And but if you guys have questions for us, um drop it in the comments. I'm paying attention now because this I really want us to talk about this because of the dynamics of the world now. And I'm very appreciative of Miss Laura coming on here and sharing her journey with homeschooling and talking about this process, because not enough people is talking about it, and not enough people are giving insight
Mhm.
or solutions. They're complaining, oh, my child gotta do this, da da da. But we're not really having candid conversations about the situation. So I am here. That's my whole goal of everything that I'm doing. I'm trying to bridge that gap. Even if I gotta come to your home, I'm not in certain places. I'm only in one spot right now, but it could go later. But that's something that I'm working on.
Yeah.
So if you guys have questions, we'll take them now. And as we're waiting on the questions, I want you to tell everybody where they could follow you at
Mhm.
and your website, so that they could go get some of your beautiful scrubs, so they could go ahead and start teaching. Get like Miss Frizzle. I need y'all to get messy, take chances, and make mistakes, baby. Let's teach these children.
Yes, so everyone, again, my name is Laura Faye, and you can follow me on Instagram at one Laura Faye. And Scrub Game Medical Uniform Apparel is our website is www.scrubgame.com.
Okay, I'm putting her information down there, you guys. And then it's www.scrubbedgame.com.
Yes.
Yes, y'all go get your. Oh, somebody.
Ah,
Thank you, Scrub Gang. All right, y'all got it twice. Okay, go get you some scrubs, and make this transition at home a little bit better. So, did anybody have any questions? Did we answer all your questions? Do y'all have anything that you guys want to say? Problems gonna come. We about solutions. That's right. I could remix, unplug. That's right.
that's
If
right.
he said, if your child's not complaining, what you complain about? Okay. Yes, the solution. Yes, yes. Treat them as such. And sorry for. Oh, okay. No. The children are a reflection and extension of us. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So if you guys have any questions about homeschooling, if you don't have any questions, we're going to close this out. And again, I want you guys to go follow at Miss Laura Faye. When I post this up on my page, I will have her website and her Facebook, not Facebook, Instagram page. I don't know, I got Facebook on my mind. I don't ever be on Facebook too much. I need to get on there. But yes, I think that wearing scrubs at home to set perimeter is a great idea.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Leslie,
Thank you.
Michelle Music. Yes. So go ahead, get those scrubs. Get those scrubs. Go to her website. Is there any new surprises or any new things you got in store or any ideas for your scrubs? Should
Um,
we be expecting something?
So as we're beginning to grow, we had talked offline, and you had shared with me some really, really great feedback. So we have a small selection again of the print scrubs. We have some animal print scrubs, but we're definitely interested in scaling our business up and adding more of a variety of print scrubs because we know that those are really, really great for our children. They have, all of the different characters, and we often see them in our pediatric facilities. So that is definitely something that we are looking to come soon to our store at Scrub Game.
Ooh, I can't
So
wait
that
to see them.
that's Scrub Game.
Yes, yes, yes. I even told her, I said, hey, get some little kid scrubs so they could put them in the home to play the dramatic play center.
Yes,
Colette was saying that she was thinking about getting a uniform. Hey, everybody could be in scrubs when it's time for school at home. That could be an idea too.
definitely, definitely.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So again, you guys check out Miss Laura Faye at one Laura Faye on Instagram, and then www.scrubgame.com. And let me make sure this is not a question. Thanks for stretching my mind to see how scrubs could be used. Ooh, no problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, go follow her right now. Go follow her. Yes, we are taking this education thing to another level. We all have to be on the same page. We all have to work together, whether it's at home or in a school. We all want the best for our children because when they grow up, guess what? Whether they went to school at home or whether they went to school inside the school system, they're going to have to work together.
Yes, they
So once we understand that about education in general, uh, I think we could work together a
yeah,
lot better.
yeah.
So
And I
thank
actually, my daughter and I, we had talked offline also about because my daughter is an avid reader, and we were just talking about just activities, not always planned, but you had suggested that I just, like at random, like, hey, let's just go to the library or somewhere that they really, really enjoy or are interested in, and so we're doing that tomorrow, and so I'm gonna follow up with you and let you know
yes.
because these are the things like you said that maybe are not we're not talking about as much, and so I'm so grateful for you to bring these topics to the forefront, because collectively, it's going to just make us better. you know
Yes.
it's a positive, and so anything that we can add for improvement is always a plus. So again, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, and I can't wait to hear about it. I'm so glad. Y'all see, and she put that into action real quick. Yes, I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yes, yes. And right now, I am doing parent education classes where it's not me teaching you how to be a parent, but me improving on your teaching skills so that your parenting skills could already enhance itself. So I'm teaching you on how to be a better teacher, basically.
absolutely.
So
And
if you guys want to do that, DM me, put parent education in there. My website should be up next week.
yeah,
That's the goal. Yes.
yes.
So yes, yes, I thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. And I'm really, really happy to hear you guys are going to the library. She loved it. Yeah.
I really appreciate that because, um, sometimes we're just so familiar that we think we know. And sometimes someone can come from the outside looking in, and you may be explaining the situation like, I really there's a change or whatever the scenario is, and sometimes it's good to you know to relate, or how can I say, reach out to experts, or people that really this is your thing, Mika. And so
Mhm.
again, having you in the community and having someone, a resource that we can utilize to improve our lives, so that some of the things that we're seeing in terms of our children, going to school or homeschooling, it's really, really valuable to, just utilize all of our resources, because we
Mhm.
don't have to do it by ourselves. And sometimes when you're in the moment, you can naturally feel that, but that's where your mindset kicks in. And it's not, sometimes we be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on here, or it's just a rough day or whatever it may be. But just be mindful that it's just a moment, and it's gonna pass, because it's not easy for any of us. And so I don't want anyone to feel any shame, if you're having some challenges with your children in school or out of school, or maybe it has nothing to do with school. So parents, and educators, and all of the support systems that are around our children, let's continue to lift each other up and value one another and come closer. And even and that's even something for me, Mika, that I'm learning to do, because being in the military, and still, I've moved a lot in my lifetime, and I've seen people come and I've seen people go. And so, I always just met new people everywhere I went. And I actually don't want to teach my children that. I want my children to have really solid relationships. And to be
Mhm.
honest, I really don't know why it was like that for me. Not only growing up, but even into my adult life, I actually don't know where. And that's probably something I need to get with Sister Naomi about just really having solid relationships. And so with our children, it's really important to understand ourselves so that we can help our children best.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that could be anything. And it doesn't make you a bad person. Sometimes we're conditioned. It could have been our environment. It could
Yeah.
have been any experience, an experience that you had that kind of just shifted the way that you feel, the way that you move. But also know, with these children, we are charged with guiding them. And so we
Yeah.
have to really recognize any of those things that may be barriers to our own children developing. So I really, again, we do what we can, we do our best, and we put our best
Yes.
forward.
Always put your best foot forward and stand firm in what you're doing for the best for your children. That's all you could do. And
Yeah.
I want to put a little positivity into the movement situation as well. I move around a lot too.
Mhm.
Probably not as much as you, but I want to tell you, I do keep those relationships with those people that I met. I probably get like one or two good friends for each state that I'm in, and it is a good experience because in each state or each country, each place that we go, there's a new culture,
Yeah,
there's a new environment, and you learn, and I build upon those relationships. And so I have a cousin who is in the military, and she moved around a lot, and that was one of her issues as well with relationships for people. And what I told her is just build upon those relationships, and you just got to work harder that when you move away, that you guys constantly keep in touch,
yeah,
because that's somebody. If you go to California,
that's right.
hey, I'll go come see ya.
Right.
You come to Chicago, Tennessee, New York. It's about building those relationships and getting to know um that culture, that new experience. I love going to New Orleans. It's just a different type of vibe out
It
there, you
is.
know? It's just, ooh, be out there, be trying to speak New Orleans, hey, baby. I be out there having fun.
Having
And
a,
then I have friends from California, and they speak a different language, too.
yeah,
And it's just a different type of bond. So
yeah.
it's Always, yes, keeping the door open. Yes,
Yes.
right on point. And
Embrace
so we,
those experiences.
yeah, so preach that and speak that to your children as well, when they're moving around, so
Yeah.
that they cannot look at it as they're losing a friend, but gaining a new one in a new place.
Mhm.
So that's how we're going. That's how we're gonna end this conversation. But not before one more time, but telling you where you can follow Miss Laura on Instagram
Yeah.
at Laura.
Yes, so everyone, thank you again, Mika. You can follow me at One Laura Faye and Scrub Game. Our website is www.scrubgame.com. So please take a look. We have a variety of colorful, comfortable, stretchy, and we do have a selection of print scrubs. Very comfortable. Like I said, I wear them. Um, and they make a bit difference in my day. I'm very, very busy, and I find it very delightful to just have something where I can be fashionable and yet be still handling all of my tasks of the day and still looking professional. People don't know, I'm a nurse, I'm a business owner, I'm a mother. Hey, and look, you can still look fresh and be doing
Yes,
your thing.
yes, fresh and comfortable. And you could be teaching your children transitional moments. Okay, it is school time. All right, let's get to work. Yes, I love it. Well, I want to thank you for all your kind words and you coming out here to speak with us. I really do appreciate you.
Yes,
Gonna
yes.
have to have a part two because I was loving this time. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna have to have her teach some classes with me." Okay, we're gonna get you a class to
Um,
homeschool.
any way to support you, I'd be glad to.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are going to talk to you guys later. Make sure you follow me at Dropping Gems, and if you're interested in a parent education class, put parent education in that DM, or I'm not gonna talk to you. And follow Laura and go check out her website. We thank you guys so much. I think this was a very powerful conversation for especially for those parents who are thinking about transitioning their students or who have been having a hard time doing this COVID.
Yeah.
What she say? She said, keep going. You
Be
could do it.
tap into your
Set the example and be the example for your child.
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so
All
much.
right, Mika.
I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
Bye.